Hall. 98.1 FM and AM 1220. The Afternoon Drive with Aaron Delatorre.
Your hometown station.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
409 here on KHTS. America's most successful cycling race, the Amgen Tour of California, is making its return to the Santa Clarita Valley next week. Joining me in studio to give us the inside scoop from the City of Santa Clarita offices, it's Evan Thomason. Did I get your last name right? I didn't even ask you before.
You did. You nailed it. Sometimes people say Thompson, so congratulations.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I saw that on the Google Calendar, and I was like, oh, I think Lori might have made a mistake, but I just rolled with it. Yeah. I didn't even ask you your last name before.
Awesome.
Yeah, I nailed it. So, Evan, the race, it's going to be taking place over the course of a week beginning on Sunday, this Sunday. When is it coming to Santa Clarita?
So we have the start of the final day of the race. It'll be on May 18th. That's a Saturday. We will be the start, so they're going to leave Westfield Valencia Town Center and travel about 17 miles through town, and they will end at the Rose Bowl at Pasadena.
Really? All in one day?
All in one day. It's a little over 71 miles. The 7 days of riding is just over 700 miles for the male cyclist.
Yeesh.
We're also hosting the women's race. So there's a 3-stage professional women's race. We've never hosted that before, so we will also have the final day of that.
Does everyone start at once, or do they start based on their basically the racing order?
Sure. No, they will all go out is one big unit. So for people that come out to watch it, whether you come to the Westfield Valencia Town Center or you see it on the side of the course, it's a big moving thing. So first you're going to see CHP cars out in front. You're going to see some race support vehicles, emergency vehicles. Then you have the peloton. So with the men, it's over 150 riders.
Wow.
So they'll all go out in a pack. So we call that a peloton. And they basically will not be racing until they get a couple of miles out of the way, and then they'll sort of turn on the jets. But we expect them to be pretty compact going through Santa Clarita.
Is this going to be affecting traffic around town? I can't imagine it wouldn't be.
It'll absolutely affect traffic, and our advice, the best way to do, and we're doing our best to notify everybody in the affected areas, but is to check out the website at santaclaritatourofca.com. Look on the traffic section. We're going to have an interactive map, so you can kind of see that, but you can see times. I would basically, if you can avoid travel through the affected areas, which I can get to in a second, basically from 8 o'clock in the morning through probably 11:30 noon. That won't be for every single stretch because it is a moving closure.
Right.
But that's really the best course of action. And of course, certainly we invite people come down to enjoy all the festivities at the start.
We're talking to Evan Thomason from the City of Santa Clarita. He's chopping it up about the Amgen Tour of California. It's making its return to the SCV next week, next Saturday, right?
Yeah, next Saturday. It's going to be, just a little over a week away.
So how many years has Santa Clarita been hosting the tour?
Sure. The Tour of California, Amgen Tour of California, started in 2006. We picked up on the second year. So our first year was 2007. There's only been 2 years where we haven't been a host, but we've actually hosted more stages than any other city in race history. So this will be our 14th.
Wow, 14 years. Lori at the front desk wants to know if the race will be coming through Old Town Newhall, perhaps even through Main Street itself.
It will not be coming through Main Street this year. It did a couple of years ago, and it was such a great deal because we had just opened the library, and it was so wonderful to showcase all the great businesses down here in Old Town Newhall. But we don't really dictate the course, so that comes from the Amgen Tour folks themselves. Oh,
okay, got it. I'm not a rider myself. The outfits look a little uncomfortable. Are we afraid of anybody infiltrating the race? Because it kind of seems easy to just pop in at any time during the race.
No, I mean, it's pretty well guarded. So, and it's a tremendous logistical effort to keep everybody safe is really the main thing. I mean, if you look at the Tour de France, so this race is actually owned by the same folks that put on and own the Tour de France.
Oh, really?
So that's what resonates with most people. These are the best cyclists in the world. They're world champions. They're Tour de France winners. They're Olympians.
Wasn't Lance Armstrong in one of these years?
He was, yeah.
Wow.
He was. So the big names now are Mark Cavendish and I can't remember now.
It's fine. Nobody's going to fault you for not knowing the top riders.
All the cyclist fans out there. But the cyclist fans are very passionate. Peter Sagan, thank you. There are a lot of local cyclists, and what they'll do sometimes is they'll follow afterwards and just do rules of the road, or they'll come along. But, I mean, these guys are whipping. I mean, they're going their average speed is probably around 25 miles an hour. And when you consider that their trek out of Santa Clarita is largely uphill, and then they hit Angeles Crest, or Angeles, National Forest, and that's really the measurement of true cycling. So they have King of the Mountain, where, they have stretches where whoever can go up the steepest incline. They have sprint sections. It was really complicated, and a lot of people don't understand that cycling is actually a team sport.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to it, and there's a lot of information out there, and people can come and enjoy it.
Evan Thomason, City of Santa Clarita, talking about the Amgen Tour of California. It's been here in the Santa Clarita Valley for 14 years. Where is the best place to catch the race?
Well, we encourage people to come down to, the Westfield Valencia Town Center on Town Center Drive, and there what they'll be able to see is it's a unique opportunity to see the cyclists up close. So the cyclists have to come in and check in, and when they do that, they're very gracious, and they will sign autographs, and then you see them interviewed on stage.
Nice.
So that's a fun atmosphere. They're, it doesn't sound like much because they're not actually racing at that point, but the Amgen Tour of California does such a good job of capturing the excitement of the race. And you got to understand, they've gone 700 miles at this point. So there's been crashes. The people are haggard. They're tired. They're exhausted.
Yeah, right.
And they've got to pull everything to get this final day out. So there's some exciting stories to hear. But if people just want to watch them race by, it's also pretty amazing because they're, it whooshes by and there's a sound, and it really builds up almost like before a prize fight. And then you see the fighters come out. When you see them move by so quickly and so efficiently, it's a pretty neat sight to see.
It's a rush, literally. And are we still looking for volunteers? Because I imagine a lot of people go in to make an event like this possible. Are we still looking for volunteers?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much help needed in an effort like this, and again, I would direct people to the city's website, which is Santa Clarita Tour of CA.com, and they can look for volunteer opportunities. And we're looking for course marshals, so people to actually go out in the course and make sure that the roadways on the side are safe. And of course, we have a large sheriff's presence, but we can always use more volunteers.
Catch the start of the men's stage 7 and women's stage 3 at the Valencia Town Center of the Amgen Tour of California coming up next Saturday, May 18th. More info on the race at SantaClaritaTourOfCA.com. That's SantaClaritaTourOfCA.com. Evan Thomason, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.